Welcome back to Apple Juice 24/7 for the latest juice in tech. Today we're going to take a deeper look at why you shouldn't buy the current generation of iPad Pro just yet. The iPad Pro is such an interesting device as it incorporates the power of a computer with the feature set and capability of an iPhone. Like the iPhone, the iPad allows for touch input on the display and multi-gesture support as well. In addition to a touchscreen, the iPad Pro also includes keyboard and Apple Pencil input support. With the Apple Pencil, it allows the iPad Pro to be more flexible and accurate for artists and note-taking. With the introduction of the Magic Keyboard, it allows the iPad to interact with the software using the keyboard or mouse support for input. What makes the Magic Keyboard such a special product is it didn't cheap out with feature set that is available on a traditional keyboard. This means that with the Magic Keyboard, you have an additional USB-C port in addition to the one available on the iPad Pro. Also, another feature necessary that the previous keyboard Apple offered didn't provide was a backlit keyboard. And last, with iPadOS introducing support with trackpads and mouse, the Magic Keyboard comes with a full trackpad. This is a huge feature as it's built with premium materials like the MacBook lineup, and it makes the iPad Pro an even closer competitor to computers. The Apple Pencil is a huge companion for the iPad Pro, but it still retains its original specifications and feature set as it did with the 2018 iPad Pro. Ever since the iPad Pro was first introduced, it has always adopted an LCD display. It's great news that Apple this year is finally rumored to move on to Mini LED. This technology alone is a huge reason not to upgrade to the most recent iPad Pro because of the benefits that Mini LED offers. iPhones dating back to 2017 have used OLED technologies on their display. Mini LED is very similar to OLED as it offers higher contrast, higher brightness levels, and superior color accuracy. Moving on to the chipset, the iPad Pro introduced in 2018 used an A12X Bionic chip. Earlier this year, Apple introduced an A12Z Bionic chip with the minor refresh of the iPad Pro, which is near identical to the A12X chip introduced in the iPad Pro in 2018. The A13 Bionic chip introduced in phones last year is even more of an improvement over the A12Z chip. And to go even further, the A14 Bionic chip introduced with iPhone 12 and 12 Pro this year is even more of an improvement over the A12Z Bionic chip. And you'll get even better performance on the iPhone 12 and iPad Air as you do on the current generation of iPad Pro, while also incorporating 5G. So basically, there have been 3 iterations of iPhone chips in the time the iPad Pro chip was refreshed once. Let's talk cameras. The iPad Pro has a LiDAR sensor, an ultra-wide angle, and standard wide-angle lens. But is it enough to upgrade? The minor refresh of the iPad Pro offers little improvement. The first generation LiDAR sensor still has very little use and small capability. Also, the cameras lack optical image stabilization, a necessary feature for cameras when taking videos. And last, the camera array is very low quality with small sensors. Another big reason not to upgrade this time around is the high price of the current generation iPad Pro. Let's do a quick comparison of the latest MacBook Pro and MacBook Air. When bundling the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and Apple Pencil, its price eclipses $2,300. When compared to the latest MacBook Pro and MacBook Air, which have the new M1 chip, which are both more powerful and faster computers, the iPad Pro is severely overpriced for what you get in 2020. And even if you get a top-of-the-line iPad Pro model, it still comes with an 18-watt USB-C adapter. The iPhone comes with a 20-watt adapter, and even though the iPad Pro can take 30 watts, it doesn't include it. But expect this to change with the next generation. Thank you so much for tuning into Apple Juice 24/7 for the latest in tech. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.